I've noticed a lot of people in spiritual communities talking about going with the flow and the importance of surrender. And of course, there's a time and place for that. But if you're seeking sustainable growth strategies, I think it's very important to know how to lean into resistance. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to do that and why it's so important. If we're meeting for the first time, hi and welcome. I'm Higginson. I'm a speaker, channel and mentor for awakening hearts and conscious creatives. I share a lot of free resources here to help you build confidence and tap into your innate potential and find your purpose. So if that sounds like that would support you, I'd love you to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these resources. And let's jump in. The reason I'm not a huge fan of just going with the flow is that we are conditioned from a very young age to see the world in a very particular way. So when we just go with the flow, we tend to just be repeating the same patterns because they are familiar, they are easy, and so it feels flowy and easeful. But what we actually do when we don't push to our edges is that we tend to abandon our potential. And what I mean by potential is not, some grandiose idea of what you should be achieving in this lifetime and, winning an Oscar or, becoming a millionaire, whatever society tells us is to, a big purpose and meeting our potential. Our true potential is accessing what our unique soul set out to achieve in this lifetime. And that could be something huge, or it could be something that our human mind and our society considers to be very simple or something small. But what I know to be true is that your unique potential and your purpose is very unique to you. And by going with the flow, you're not going to actually lean into that. You need to meet yourself at your edges and question what you believe to be true, what you believe to be possible for yourself. And that requires a certain level of self-awareness. So if you are at that stage of wanting more, of wanting to grow more, then first of all, well done. There are a lot of people who just go through the motions of life and say things like, well, life's hard and then you die. And this is because they're not actually seeking more, or they're making excuses for not having done the hard work. So self-awareness does require a lot of courage. And I don't want to just skip over this step and jump into those steps before taking the time to just commend you on having the courage to even watch this video in the first place. My first tip to leaning into that resistance is to first of all focus on compassion. As we learn and grow and start this journey of personal development and spiritual healing, we can sometimes expect ourselves to be further down the track than we are actually ready to integrate. There are so many things in our lifestyles, in our relationships, in our attachment styles, and in our daily lifestyles that start to change and shift with our growth, that we sometimes expect ourselves to perform more than we are actually able to. I like to use the example of, if a child is learning to walk, we don't shame the child for not being able to run yet. We support the child in every little step and every little tumble. And we know that that child is going to be able to grow that strength and that ability and their balance, and that they will eventually be able to do all kinds of things like run and jump and maybe even do backflips one day. But every stage is important. So if you are just starting out, know that as you find that balance and as you find that alignment within your life, you may stumble and you may make mistakes, but always come back to compassion against yourself, because leaning into resistance doesn't mean that you have to resist yourself. My second tip is to focus on the outcome. What is it that you desire to have or to feel or to be able to become through the practice that you are, as you lean into your edges, what's the point of all of it? Because the thing is, as human beings, we tend to have a lot of difficulty letting go of something. We can very much see what we're letting go of, but we don't always necessarily see what we are gaining. So as these fears and these insecurities come up and we lean towards them and we move through them, we may have a deep sense of grief of what we're letting go of. So it's always very important to focus on what we are doing it for. What is the outcome? What are we moving towards, and who are we becoming? And reminding ourselves of that daily so that it all makes sense and it all is worth it. This is not necessarily an easy journey, but it is always worth it. My third tip is to go deeper and heal the fear, heal the insecurity. Often, and I notice this very much in the world of mindset mentors, is they will try to get you to trick your mind into pushing past the block from a mindset level. But the truth is, when you go much deeper than that and you do the work on a soul level and you heal your heart, you heal your fears and insecurities, the mindset blocks are no longer a thing. So it's a way of doing this work in a more sustainable way, going deeper, healing that fear so that you can actually create your mindset and create your life from that space of worthiness and knowing that you deserve it. It is available to you. So what do you really truly desire? And that's where the fun and the creativity comes into it, because we're not trying to fight ourselves or shame ourselves or tell ourselves that we're wrong to feel a particular way. Because here's the thing, with mindset work, you can't think your way, or you can't convince yourself that an emotion is not valid. You can try, but it's never going to be sustainable. When we heal the insecurities, the mindset work becomes so much more easeful and natural, and it remains in place. If we do the mindset work without the healing, we will always come back. At some point in time, we will revert back because it's not anchored in the truth of who we are. In conclusion, in order to release that resistance and to lean into our insecurities and fears, it's always a good idea to actually go back in order to go forwards. It's like if you have an elastic band and you're trying to pull it, and that resistance, it becomes so hard to pull and pull and pull. But if you were to come back and loosen up that elastic band and whatever it's caught on, you'd be able to just move very easily towards your potential and your future self. So always go back to where the insecurity started, where that fear comes from. Be compassionate towards yourself and know that when you heal that, the rest will flow into place. So I hope these tips helped you. I'd love to know, drop in the comments what resonated. If you have any other questions and you would like me to go deeper on another topic, I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.